live on Sales Pipeline Radio as part of the Funnel Radio Network. And look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, this is Matt Hines. It's been Sales Pipeline Radio.
You've been riding along, surfing the sales pipeline with Matt Hines from Hines Marketing.
When you use the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express, the rewards points can keep on multiplying. Buy 3 with triple points on airfare. Buy 2 with double points on gas and groceries. And a single point for pretty much every other dollar you spend on the card. Then, start choosing from over 1 million rewards to redeem all those points. Apply today and the annual fee for the first year is on us. Call 1-800-AXP-GOLD or visit axpgold.com. The annual fee for the card is $175. See terms, conditions, and restrictions at axpgold.com.
When it comes to pioneers in their respective industries, we all know the Apples, Starbucks, and Trader Joe's of the world. In the realm of recruiting, Decision Toolbox is the industry's best-kept secret. With 90% of their business from referrals and repeat customers. For over 20 years, Decision Toolbox's U.S.-based team of recruiters, sourcers, professional writers, quality personnel, and tech support has perfected a Six Sigma approach to talent management. No matter the size of the project, Decision Toolbox delivers incredible results. A cost per hire less than half of what contingency firms charge, with the winning candidate presented in an average of 14 days, all with a 12-month candidate warranty. With results like that, Decision Toolbox won't be a secret for long. Visit us at www.dtoolbox.com for more information.
Let's face it, not all company challenges are the same, which is why Strategic Market Intelligence can help identify the actionable information you need to be more competitive. Gain a better understanding of your brand, competition, best prospects, or new product opportunities to generate greater revenues in 2015. Call 949-357-9547 or visit www.strategicmarketintelligence.com.
Do you want a free analysis of your inbound marketing? Do you want it in 30 seconds or less? Then check out Marketing Grader, the free marketing tool from HubSpot. It's simple. Just go to marketinggrader.com, enter the URL that you want to analyze, and Marketing Grader will instantly give you a detailed report grading your lead generation, mobile marketing, social media, competitive benchmarking, and more. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's free. marketinggrader.com.
Richard Franzi is the author of 2 popular business books for CEOs. His first book, Critical Mass, The 10 Explosive Powers of CEO Peer Groups, was the first book ever written on the secret value of CEO peer groups. His second book, now with newly updated information, is Critical Mass, The Power of CEO Guiding Principles. Richard's books contain powerful information to help CEOs running middle-market companies gain valuable insight to improve their decision-making skills. Richard's books are available as paperbacks or Kindle versions from Amazon.com. To find them, type Richard Franzi in the search box.
When you use the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express, the rewards points can keep on multiplying. Buy 3 with triple points on airfare. Buy 2 with double points on gas and groceries. And a single point for pretty much every other dollar you spend on the card. Then, start choosing from over 1 million rewards to redeem all those points. Apply today and the annual fee for the first year is on us. Call 1-800-AXP-GOLD or visit axpgold.com. The annual fee for the card is $175. See terms, conditions, and restrictions at axpgold.com.
Welcome to OC Spotlight with your host, Robert.
All right, that was the voice of Ernie. Hey, Ernie, do a shout-out to everybody here.
Hello.
That's it. Wow, that was exciting, Ernie. Anybody want to, your wife, anybody want to do a shout-out for her, Ernie?
Yes, my wife, Annie, I love you.
Wish you were here.
Wish you were here. Exactly.
Okay. OC Spotlight, folks, for those of you who have tuned in before, is a special edition show that we do on a random basis. We run these shows in between our other regularly scheduled shows, and the whole premise is simple. We try and find the most incredible people right here in Orange County doing the most amazing things you would never think of. And boy, have we got one here today. I hope you'll find it as interesting as I am. I want you to welcome Nathan Wright, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Wright Records here in Orange County.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Wright Records. There's a record label here in Orange County?
Yes. We are...
Where you been? I didn't know.
We have been in the lab putting everything together to be able to have the capabilities to really develop new talent. The industry's changed quite a bit in this last decade or so.
The whole business has changed. And just as a precursor, I'll let everybody in on what we were talking about beforehand. I used to be in the music business. I wanted to be a rock star, or singer, whatever. So I came to California with dreams in my eyes and instead got in the business end of it. I was an entertainment publicist, mostly for middle-of-the-road artists, Johnny Mathis, Jose Feliciano, Anthony Quinn, some others, actors, but we did some music. And my big fun gig was I got to do some stuff with the Police back in the 80s, and I also did knew Steve Vai pretty well and did some projects with him, the rock god guru that is still out touring around the world. And from that experience, and had a number of friends that stayed in the business and either got record deals or hung in there until they couldn't hang in anymore. The world was different, wasn't it, Nathan, back then in the 80s and 90s and before the internet here?
Back when things were simple, right?
Well, the simple thing was you were out to try and get discovered. A record label would hire you, would sign you, give you a bunch of money to go make a record, and then they would press it, they would promote it, they would get it on the radio, and you'd make gazillions of dollars. Or you'd get dropped because it didn't sell, nobody played it, and tough luck. And I don't know what the ratio was to success versus non-success, but it had to be pretty high. They didn't sign tons of acts, but the percentage of ones they signed that made it were pretty small.
Well, that was just it. They controlled the playing field. They basically dominated the outlets from
start to finish. You couldn't go. Yeah. There was no going around them.
Distribution, radio, everything was controlled by the labels.
Yeah.
So basically, you were going to like what you heard, like it or not.
That's it. And there were taste makers. There were people that decided, like people like me. I was also a disc jockey, as I've said before. WMYK, K94, back in Norfolk, Virginia. I had to learn to say Norfolk and not laugh. But Norfolk, Virginia, and which was a top 40 market, I'm proud to say. And we were the tastemakers, the DJs were the ones, or the program directors probably at that point, who decided what was going to go on the playlist and what wasn't. And the record labels were always hounding us and calling us and trying to say, hey, bring your artist down, and trying to say why we should play this record. And it as controlled as it was, it did work for some artists. It made millions and gazillions of dollars for the Police and people like that. But there were millions of artists that were excluded, right? They had no really way to produce and sell your own stuff for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of artists didn't really have the creative control and the ownership of their music. First off, they had writers and producers and executives that were coming in and basically dictating things. So that's one of the real bright lights in the industry today is a lot of artists are able to create specifically to what their own heart desires, and that allows a lot more a plethora of talent coming out, especially with today's technology.
Go look that word up, Ernie. Plethora.
It means a lot. a lot of talent coming out all over the world, and they don't need big budgets to record, and you can basically distribute online now with very little overhead.
But now it's gone to the other extreme. So whereas we were limited in how much millions of people wanted to make music or were trying to make records or were touring and trying to get discovered, a very few of them got signed, and even fewer of them ever got it play on the radio. It was a very small percentage, tiny percentage. Now everybody can have a studio like we do here, record your own stuff, phenomenal sound, can send it out directly, can play clubs, and totally skip the middleman. But that means that I, as the consumer, have billions of choices to listen to, and I don't have the time to listen to all of them. So how do I sift through the millions of suddenly choices I have on Pandora and Spotify and all these online streaming sites?
It's overwhelming. It really is these days. You have to be involved in so many different things simultaneously, consistently for a set amount of time to get the awareness out. And what I mean by that is having an awareness, online, an awareness when you're performing, people coming to your shows, having, downloads and radio plays, all of these different outlets for your music need to be consumed by the consumers on a mass level in order for you really to be able to get recognized by an investor or a major label these days.
So how does a record label function these days? One, do you still have the same, but do you still sign artists and then you take creative control and do you actually press anything anymore and make a physical product and promote it? What does the record label do these days? If I don't make it and try and sell it directly to the public myself, what
they do is they help us out with the things that don't cost them money. So basically, they help us out with the things that they already have control of, like publishing and radio and distribution.
And in your case, your record label has a distribution deal with Sony.
It's a platform of distribution, publishing, and streaming college radio. So we can put our music out.
That's where I started, in college radio. I did what was it? WCBN in Ann Arbor, Michigan, University of Michigan, and then WCWM in the College of William and Mary. I'll throw those out here. So
yeah, exactly.
College radio is still big. Yeah,
it's huge. So it's a great area to test the markets and see if the people want to hear more of your music.
Right.
So that's basically.
And they got tons of time to listen to tons of records and music. Do we call them records? And we don't call them records.
That's what they are in the system. Is still LPs and EPs and singles, but it's all digital format these days.
And I'm sorry to keep bouncing around, but I read more and more that there's suddenly an interest in the millennials to go back to vinyl. To press physical records again here and to play them?
I mean, you get a special warmth. You get that sound, that raw sound that now you pay, you download apps and different softwares and things to add that because the productions are so clean these days.
For those of you streaming it live here, we are on our Facebook fan page. So if you're listening to us over our internet site, by all means go to Facebook and look up OC Talk Radio. Our Facebook fan page I'll do a shout out over there, everybody wave. We're doing a live video stream. We're experimenting with this over Facebook. There we are, looking for you. And also I'll do this demo for everybody who sees it now or later on YouTube. When I was a kid, as I told you, I ran around listening to one of these. This is what my late father left me from the 60s here. A little radio. Held it up to my head, and now we have the same size device in a smartphone, probably the same size speaker in it, and we're back to this little tinny little mono speaker that I'm listening to here, or maybe stereo earbuds. In between there were giant stereo systems that I assembled and had to have, and now all of that's in the garage because we've gone from the little 60s transistor radio to the new 21st century smartphone that is the same kind of sound technology as we once had.
Yep. Technology.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Technology. So it's amazing, huh?
So again, everything old is new again. Records have found a resurgence. Do you still produce CDs? So if I sign with you, do we produce anything tangible, or
Absolutely,
is it?
Yeah, we have a lot of stores out there that still sell, CDs and albums as well.
Do they still sell them? If I go to a show, are they still selling CDs in the back?
That is the main, the main place that artists sell their tangible products these days are at their shows.
Okay.
Yeah, or their websites. That's usually the only places you can find, unless you're a top 40 artist, Madonna or Prince or somebody. You're really not going to be in Best Buy or Walmart. These days, you got to have a website. You got to have all these different outlets to be able to.
But even that space has got to be shrinking at Best Buy. Certainly, the outlets have shrunk. They're all the music store chains have gone out of business. So Best Buy is one of the few that's struggling to stay in business and sell physical appliances and things like records and tapes and stuff.
Yeah, there's so little margin in there. You're really not making much, on a hard. It's more of a collector's item these days.
So when we come back from our break, which is coming up pretty quick here, I want you to tell the audience your background, why the hell you got into what seems like a disappearing industry, which is the record business, and how it works today. And then we'll talk about some of the artists you have and what's happening here in the Orange County music scene. Is that fair?
Sounds good. We'll see you in a few.
All right, Ernie, back to you.
When you use the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express, the rewards points can keep on multiplying. Buy 3 with triple points on airfare. Buy 2 with double points on gas and groceries. And a single point for pretty much every other dollar you spend on the card. Then, start choosing from over 1 million rewards to redeem all those points. Apply today and the annual fee for the first year is on us. Call 1-800-AXP-GOLD or visit AXPGold.com. The annual fee for the card is $175. See terms, conditions, and restrictions at AXPGold.com.
When it comes to pioneers in their respective industries, we all know the Apples, Starbucks, and Trader Joe's of the world. In the realm of recruiting, Decision Toolbox is the industry's best-kept secret, with 90% of their business from referrals and repeat customers. For over 20 years, Decision Toolbox's U.S.-based team of recruiters, sourcers, professional writers, quality personnel, and tech support has perfected a Six Sigma approach to talent management. No matter the size of the project, Decision Toolbox delivers incredible results. A cost per hire less than half of what contingency firms charge, with the winning candidate presented in an average of 14 days, all with a 12-month candidate warranty. With results like that, Decision Toolbox won't be a secret for long. Visit us at www.dtoolbox.com for more information.
And we're back to OC Talk Radio with Paul Roberts.
I love when he says it. Paul Roberts.
Yeah.
We're back in the 60s here. All right, so we've talked about the crazy changes in the business. It seems like when I was involved in the 80s, it was all about getting discovered, getting a record out, and then the touring was just a way to promote record sales. The more you toured, the more records you sold, and that's where the money was. Now it seems like it's the opposite. With Spotify and everything else, if I understand it correctly, you only get pennies where you used to get dollars and stuff from record sales. So it seems like you put the record out and hope it gets found by some audience so that they will pay to come see you physically play. When the Police assembled themselves a few years ago, reassembled themselves after the bitter breakup they had, apparently they still hated each other when they toured. But anyway, they all got together. They made $1 billion, with a B, $1 billion touring. So is that where the money is now? It's live performance?
Yeah. For the artist, that's definitely where they're making their money. Bon Jovi and these bands they're clearing $500,000, $1 million.
And John, if you're out there, you can call us right now. We're taking phone calls.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The phone lines are open.
Phone lines are open. Go ahead, John.
But yeah, and the labels, really are making their incomes on licensing and publishing. Placement in films and commercials and video games.
That's become
stuff.
A big deal, hasn't it?
Yeah, and in order to raise your value, it's awareness, it's recognition. If you're a known artist, your song's worth more. You're going to bring more attraction to it. So if you're getting a lot of Spotify plays, you might not be making money there, but the value of your material goes up. So
your brand
a movie
goes
soundtrack,
up,
a performance, a venue can now say, hey, we got an idea of how many people are coming to our venue now to see you perform. So there's a gauging method of the social media and the streaming radio play that gives you an idea of the value of how many consumers want to hear this artist perform or hear more music from.
So you as a label now do what? You're like a subsidiary label. You're the label that finds the artist and
Today we're called an imprint. It's not a subsidiary would be where they own us and they invest in us.
Okay.
Interscope is a subsidiary of Universal.
Right.
Universal funds them, pays a lot of money, invests in them, and then they make money together.
Right.
Basically, what an imprint label is they give us the capabilities of distribution and publishing and radio, and they take a % off the top of what we do. There's no
and publishing is what? What's the publishing is where you get royalties every time it's played?
Sync licensing. Basically, anytime you see video and there is audio synced to that video. So if it's an advertisement, a movie, a commercial, video game,
video games.
You
Yeah,
know,
I forgot about
any
that
of
one.
those areas, an app these days, a lot of stuff online. Online's a major income stream for advertisers. Paying publishing licensing royalties.
And for anybody listening, we use royalty-free music on this show. I go and buy all this stuff. We don't just sample or sound. I don't know what the rules are of how much you can actually use of a real song before you have to pay for it, but I don't even want to go there.
Nothing. Yeah, don't use it. Don't use it. Yeah, ASCAP will find you. ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, they will find you.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically what we're doing is trying to find new talent. We have this Battle of the Bands contest going on. We have 2 going on right now. One is for the Warp Tour, the Vans Warp Tour, and the winner of that goes on to perform.
That's a big deal. The Warp Tour. That's at the. That's all over the country, but like at Irvine Meadows, it used to be there and stuff.
Yeah, that's at. They keep changing the name. It used to be called the Pond, the Honda Center, I think it is now, right?
Yeah, the Honda Center.
Or one of those places.
Right.
And then we have another Battle of the Bands contest. Both of these have hundreds of bands in each one. The other one is the Right Records Battle of the Bands for a signing contract to a band that we're going to do a full record deal.
And what happens when you sign? Do you pay the money? Do you just provide the production?
Depending on who it is and the type of deal, everything would have to be termed out and negotiated. But basically, it'd be upfront cost covered and possibly upfront living expenses and stuff. In order to make an album and then distribute it and promote it and get them out there and recognized.
So Nathan, how in the world did you get in this? What were your parents telling you when you said, I want to open up a record label?
Well, that's just it. My dad and my parents got me into it.
Oh, it's their fault. Okay.
Yeah, it's their fault. My dad was a guitar player for Chicago and Sonny and Cher. Yeah, so
phenomenal.
He grew up playing with these rock star bands and performing all over the world. And mid-'70s,
my era, yeah.
He ended up going to WEA, became a director for WEA, Warner Electra and Atlantic, and produced a lot of things like AC/DC and Hootie and the Blowfish,
really?
Madonna.
Wow. Those are all names I recognize.
And there are hundreds of different groups he worked on there.
And so he was the actual producer. He would go in and work in the sessions. And
he was on different teams. His real specific is guitar. He's always been a guitar pro and everything. So he was on like Mutt Lange. I don't know if you know who Mutt Lange is.
Mutt Lange was the one that was married to Shania Twain, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he was basically his guitar producer. So a lot of different projects like that where he, at that level you specialize.
Yeah, right. We need somebody to make something, to do synthesizers or strings or drums or something.
Exactly right.
I got a chance years ago to meet the great Tommy Tedesco, who was part of the Wrecking Crew. Go look that one up.
I hear that name a lot from my dad.
Yeah, and there was a rotating sort of group of studio musicians that would play on everybody. Sonny and Cher, and then they're playing on Sinatra the next day or something here.
Yeah,
the Beach Boys
same thing. Yeah, with Chicago. So he went with Chicago and Kansas, and they kind of had that Wrecking Crew kind of, altering musicians coming through the studio and on tour with them and all. And it was great, great experience. He was really, amazingly talented and had a lot of great contacts and experiences that he brought. So when I got to the age of trying to figure out, what I'm going to do, I got into music and wanted to get more into promoting and booking shows. And then,
did you want to be a performer, or
I was more on I was always the business-minded person. I had the lawn mowing business and the car wash business at 8 years old.
Made your dad proud.
Yeah, I was always trying to, pull in some type of business system. But when I got to the point where I understood what to do, make music, get it out there in the stores and get them out there performing and on the radio. It's really.
Do you have a recording background? Did you go study recording
my
like
brother,
our man Ernie here did? Or?
Yeah, my brother and Ernie and these guys, they go to school. They learn their specific
Musicians
talent,
Institute or Recording Institute.
Yeah, this is a machine here that it's a whole life skill. You got to really commit and develop yourself to that as the artists commit to their skills, and I got to focus on what I do as far as the orchestration of
so
the business.
Are there millions of these? Give me the term again. You're not a distribution or a subsidiary.
We're an imprint.
Imprint. So are there? How many imprint labels are there around? Millions,
today, that's
hundreds,
that's the new wave. If you want to have the capabilities to put music out and actually compete with the majors, if you have what it takes, they'll give you the opportunity to prove yourself. They're not in the business of taking risk anymore, especially on a subjective industry where the technology is advancing so fast you can't even control.
And there's no one proven format anymore. There were two or three radio formats, and you had to fit that. So if you didn't, forget it. If you did Lithuanian folk music, if you did some weird kind of jazz, no audience for you, forget it. Now there's all these hybrid forms and formats and stuff because there is no radio anymore controlling it. So you even go to Pandora and there's millions of weird things search terms you can build a channel around here.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so everything's customizable. So that's just really the position of the majors. They're going to allow us to prove ourselves with numbers, with sales, with numbers.
Now you're more
results.
than just a business behind a door somewhere. You're actually a recording studio here in Orange County too,
yes,
right?
So we own a recording studio, a record label. It's the studio is called California Sound Studios, and the record label is Wright Records.
And spell that.
WRIGHT.
Your last name. Right?
Yeah, last name is Wright. And
anybody drop some names here? Anybody big come through the California Sound Studio? Or?
Oh yeah, we've had huge celebrities, from Snoop Dogg to
Snoop. We got to get Snoop on a show here
and stuff. But one of our new projects coming out is actually a few of the band members from No Doubt and Still Pulse. So we signed a few of the members, and they're coming out with a new project. The band name is called Valley of the Kings, and they have a whole album coming out. It's amazing, reggae. Reggae kind of style music.
Ska or something?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, more on the.
What is ska?
Reggae.
Ska's just faster reggae, it seems like. Or I don't know. That's
a little more of a punk
sections
in there. Yeah, ska's a different. But yeah, this is more of a natural, reggae, dub reggae, very, very commercial reggae.
I'm going to tell you why I should be. I don't know if they still have A&R people, artists and repertoire guys.
They're called interns now.
I like that. That would go out and discover. In the old days, 50s, 60s, they'd find an artist and they'd match them to music, the artist, and come up with their repertoire. Yeah. And later it was just kind of the guys that would sign them. And I'll tell you why I should be an A&R person, because years and years ago, back in the 80s and 90s, somewhere in there, I was out at I had a club, a bar. I was in the bar business too, and I had a bar on campus at UC Riverside. And so I was out there and they had a big Battle of the Bands contest, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, you got to hear this band that's coming in, No Doubt." And they were the headliner of this Battle of the Band. I listened to them and I thought, I don't know, that's never going to come. Maybe. She's cute, but I don't know. I don't see it. So yeah, I should I have the magic touch here. I'm telling you. So
work together.
So Gwen, you can come on too.
The phone lines are open, Gwen.
Phone lines open. So what is the music scene here in Orange County? Is there one in anything?
It's huge. Yeah, there is some.
Really, here in sleepy Orange County?
Oh, it's amazing. It's a cross. It's like a boiling pot of, ethnicities and genres and age groups and everything all put together. I mean, you got kids growing up that listen to from Snoop Dogg to Led Zeppelin.
There was a lot of the surf punk here for a while, and all the Black Flags kind of stuff.
I've called it the new and improved movement of the OC rock reggae, kind of like the Sublime, No Doubt. It's kind of like the new generation of that with the rock, reggae,
English
ska.
Beat live here somewhere locally? I saw them perform.
They just performed at the Coach House, but I think one of the members does. Yeah,
I think he lives.
Yeah, he does.
So why is reggae a popular, or ska, or any of that kind of beat or sound? Why did that take roots here in Orange County? Because of the surf culture?
I think surf.
Somehow
I
they
think
gravitate to
the
them.
vibe. Yeah, that whole surf culture. The that whole
laid back, feel good,
organic, kind of very simple rhythm beat. It's very catchy. I love it personally. I think it's amazing.
We had one of your bands in here, Waterhouse.
Yeah,
they have that sound.
They have a new album coming out on September 11th called Precious Life. So both of these groups, Valley of the Kings, Waterhouse, we have another group called the Originalites. I'm going to send your way. They're taking over Huntington Beach, Newport, and everything there. Really big time.
Give us some shout out. I'm too old now in my 60s to know where to go even hear this stuff. I've seen original mics in Santa Ana, but what other clubs are around? Where can I go hear this stuff?
The Originalites play every Monday at Gallagher's in Huntington Beach, right by the pier, every Monday night.
Okay.
And then we have on August 11th at Original Mics is our round 2 for the Battle of the Bands for Right Records.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be with 8 different bands performing, and in the following week there's another 8 bands performing.
Thank goodness for Mike Hara, is that his name, who built Original Mics and owns all these. This guy with this big giant ZZ Top beard, and he's a big builder developer in Santa Ana and owns all these buildings and built this club kind of for him, and now it's a place you can go hear music because the other clubs are gone. Was the Dollhouse still, or a Dollhouse?
That is now, I think that's a Tiki Bar, I want to say.
Because that used to be a place, and there were 2 or 3 other ones.
In fact, they're there. We just did round 1 at the Tiki Bar, which I think was the Dollhouse.
Okay.
If I'm correct on that. But yeah, there's still a lot. There's really not a lot of all ages music venues.
Right.
So either if you're a young band trying to get out there and perform, it's amazing. I can't book you, but like 3 places. You got like D Piazza's in Long Beach, Original Mics in Santa Ana.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. If you're over 20, the bars they're fine with opening up a corner and putting a little stage in.
Yeah.
But the all ages venues, that's really one of my main goals coming up here, is to get a venue that I can house for all ages.
And do you ever rent a room? There's all these big. I don't know what they call the thing up near the packing house that's had 20 names, but it was a concert venue, and they sort of rent it out. Would you rent a space and then throw on a festival or a...
Absolutely, yeah. We do, from the Orange County Fairgrounds to the Orange County Great Park.
Right.
We're doing big festivals, New Year's Eve and Halloween stuff. We do House of Blues in Anaheim once a month. Mm-hmm. They're currently rebuilding.
Mm-hmm. They're moving to the Garden Walk.
Yeah, to the Garden Walk.
Right.
The finals are normally there at House of Blues in Anaheim. So this time we're going to do it at the Coach House in San Juan area.
That's been there forever.
Yeah, beautiful place, great stage, great sound, great people. So yeah, that's going to be Sunday, September 11th, the finals for the Right Records Battle of the Bands.
So let's give us some shout-outs. If I want to go hear all this music, how many labels do you have in your... How many acts do you have in your label?
Signed to Right Records, it's over 60 right now.
That many, okay.
Currently.
So they all have a record, a CD, something that you can either download or buy.
Singles or an album. Some of them are out performing. Some of them just like to make music in the studio and do placement and stuff.
Okay.
Go to the mailbox and get paid. So it just depends on the artist. But they're all there on rightrecords.com, WRIGHT records.com.
All right. And along with the schedule of where I can hear these people perform and see them around.
Also on Right Records, you got all the shows up there. You got our bands, videos.
Show. Why don't you have a radio? We'll create
that's what I'm here for. We're going to talk about
this. We're going to partner on this.
But yeah, it's amazing time. So come out. I hope to see everybody there, and we'll have some fun.
Right Records. And if somebody wants to rent the studio, they can...
Yes, give us a call. The phone number's on the website, 949-855-0211, or you can go to CA Sound.
Would you take
Studios.
any band, or do they have to have a certain level of sophistication here?
We work with everything from all levels of experience and talent to we do commercials, audiobooks, basically anything that a microphone does.
And Ernie's going to pipe in here.
Yeah, I'm currently recording 2 bands at California Sound Studios. One's a death metal band.
Oh, we got to teach you to talk into the mic and not look at us, though.
Yeah, death metal band. And
a death metal band. That's my favorite kind of music.
And the other band's a guy doing show tunes.
Yeah.
So that will tell you the range
Show
of
tunes
California
to
sound
death
studios.
metal. There's that more than anything tells you the state of the music business right now. here.
Exactly. Yeah. Every day it's a different thing. That's why these guys, they've learned how to use the equipment and the software to really work with any type of genre or any type of corporate project. And
I know there's some people,
great.
friends of mine out on Facebook. Come on, let's get together here again. Let's start the band up again. I had a band in high school called the Crescendos. I'm going to dig up my old tapes
I heard
here.
of that. The
Yeah, of
Crescendos.
course you have. I'm going to dig out the tapes. Or John Bakel, if you're watching, he's got a band that he writes for that's pretty successful indie band. Spock's Beard. Go look that one up. Or all these other people that used to be or want to be or could be. Call us up. We're going to get together. We got a label here. We'll record in the studio here, and we'll turn something out for you.
We need it. We need good, talented artists that have a hard-working, solid work ethic.
I'm going to go for one more minute over the show here, but is it all just young people? I mean, there is nobody 60 making music anymore, other than
absolutely.
bands that have been around
Some
for a
of
while.
them, my father's doing a soundtrack for a movie right now. I have artists, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. One of my artists, Izzy Martin, is one of the old Motown guys. He was a singer.
Cool.
The song "Smiley Faces." I can't remember.
Smiling Faces.
Yeah.
What was that?
He's gonna kill me. I can't remember. But he used to be signed to Motown, major success, and now he's doing a solo project, signed to Right Records. And
Oh my God, I can't
recording
remember.
California
Forgot who
Sound.
did that. Yeah. All right. Well, lots of cool stuff then. So for all ages, not just from death metal to show tunes. You got it at Right Records.
Everything.
Go check it out. WRIGHT Right Records. Thank you. We'll roll it to Ernie here, and Ernie's going to roll it to
Thank you,
music.
Ernie.
Ernie's trying to figure it out here.
This has been OC Spotlight with your host, Paul Roberts.
Rewards Gold Card from American Express. The rewards points can keep on multiplying. Buy 3 with triple points on airfare. Buy 2 with double points on gas and groceries. And a single point for pretty much every other dollar you spend on the card. Then, start choosing from over 1 million rewards to redeem all those points. Apply today and the annual fee for the first year is on us. Call 1-800-AXP-GOLD or visit axpgold.com. The annual fee for the card is $175. See terms, conditions, and restrictions at axpgold.com.
For more Continuum content related to this episode, visit continuum.net/podcast.
Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of MSP Radio. I'm your host, Nate Teplow, and I'm here with Joe as always. Joe, how's it going today?
Good. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing well, thanks. We are going